Look, I want you to know that you absolutely deserve to be put first. No matter what kind of treatment you have put up with in the past, no matter what kind of treatment you have allowed into your life, you deserve to be put first. And I just read one of the comments from you guys and it made me so mad. I was like, I have to talk about this because I get so angry when someone tolerates bullshit treatment, when someone is not treating you well, when you're being, abused, or you're being put last, or you're not taken into consideration, and you take that. Why? Please, why? Wake up. Why are you taking that? You should not tolerate that kind of treatment. You deserve to be put first, no matter what it is, especially if you are a woman. This applies if you're a guy too. You should be put first, and you will only be put first once you realize that you deserve that, and once you put yourself first. The reason you're tolerating that kind of treatment is because you believe you deserve it and you don't believe you can get better, and maybe you're used to it. Sometimes it's literally just because that's all you've known, that's what you're used to, and because of that you don't stand up for yourself. Like why are you doing this to yourself? Realize your worth. Please, just realize your worth, because I know that sometimes it's hard to stand up for yourself because you've just, that's all you've known, okay? You're just used to tolerating this kind of treatment because maybe it's what you've known, maybe it's comfortable, maybe you don't believe you deserve better, maybe you have to put up because of the circumstances. But listen, no, you don't. Okay, and I want you to stop this right now, because I really get so angry when I see these people that are like, especially women, that like put up with bullshit treatment from men. Listen, no real man is gonna put his woman last. A real man is gonna put his woman first. He's gonna make sure she is happy. He's gonna make sure she is well, she's comfortable, she's taken care of. And if he's not doing that, he's not a real man, okay? He's a boy. Mama's boy. So like, you deserve better treatment. If you're a guy watching this, listen, everyone deserves good treatment, but the only way you're gonna get there, again, you have to realize that it's up to you. No one's gonna come and save you. No one's gonna come and be like, oh my god, like they're not gonna sweep you off your feet. They're not gonna just come and show you that kind of treatment. People don't change. People change when they want to change, and when they're so fed up with their circumstances that they don't have other options except to change. That's the only time people change. Otherwise, he's never gonna change. So either you're gonna put up and live your life that way forever, whether it's your friend or significant other, or you're gonna finally realize your worth and realize that, you know what, actually, no, I'm not gonna put up with this kind of treatment. I'm not gonna let people talk to me like that. I'm not gonna allow this into my life. I said no. Period. Get out. That's it. That's the energy I want you to have. And again, sometimes, yes, we have to, because family, kids. But listen, that does not take away from the kind of energy you embody, because the kind of treatment you get from people is the kind of energy you embody. It's simple like that. People treat you the way you treat yourself. So the reason you're getting that kind of treatment, the reason that people don't put you first, the reason that they're talking to you the way you don't like it, maybe you're uncomfortable, maybe your boundaries are being crossed and you're feeling violated, is because you're violating yourself and you're crossing your own boundaries. And I'm really mad right now, okay? This is a rant. It's officially a rant in my car, which does happen, not always, but today this is what it is. So listen, step into your power and realize your worth. Sit with yourself and understand that you are a divine creation. You are a beautiful creation. You're created this way for a reason. And if someone doesn't see that, it is their loss. It is their loss. They're welcome to walk out of your life, because there's going to be someone that sees your worth, that's going to treat you like a precious diamond that you are. Because there's billions of people on this earth, and I truly believe that we all find each other by energy, and you're going to literally attract people into your life that reflect to you the kind of treatment you give yourself. Because, for example, if you don't believe you're worthy, if you don't believe you deserve good treatment, you might even meet a person that's going to treat you really well, but you will literally not be interested. You will be like, oh, you know what, I don't deserve this doesn't resonate, and maybe they won't even like you, because you know what, quality people want quality people. If you want to be with someone that is successful and that they're like, they have good standards and they treat you well and they have good boundaries, you have to have good boundaries. And I learned this because like when I'm around people that they just want people pleasers, that's because they're a people pleaser. Like I've literally met men that are like, you know what? I want a girl to be always nice and always sweet, and this girl, like, she was putting herself first, and, you know, that was such a turn off. And I'm sitting here like, quality men, I've heard quality men tell me they want a woman to put themselves first. They're turned on by pleasing a woman. Literally, I've met men that are like, it turns me on when I make a woman happy. That's what they want. They want to make you happy. So what kind of spectrum are you on? What are you attracting? And I've met men too that like, they want you to express your boundaries. They're attracted to that. Like, I've literally had people that are like, they told me that they like a challenge because I wasn't giving it to them. They tried to hit on me. They tried to ask me out, and I was just like minding my own business, and I was just like not interested. And that made them pursue me more because they like that. Quality men like a good challenge. Low quality men, people pleasers, they don't want a challenge. They don't want to put in work. They want you to be nice all the time. They want you to be a doormat. I'm sorry, it's literally raining right now, but okay, I cannot control the weather. Same way you cannot control other people. But what you can control is the kind of energy you put up with. You can control the kind of energy you allow into your life. And that's literally up to you. You are the one that gets to decide, what are you going to allow? What are you going to tolerate? What are you going to put up with? And I really want you to realize your worth, because sometimes like you're living in this low empowered state because maybe it's all you've known. Maybe that's the only kind of treatment you've gotten, but that's not because that's all there is. It's not because that's what you deserve. Literally, there is everything and anything on the spectrum exists. Literally, I want you to internalize this right now. Any kind of treatment, any kind of partner, any kind of friends you want to attract, they all exist. Everything exists. Every kind of treatment, every kind of partner, every kind of energetic signature exists, but you will not be a vibrational match to that. You will not be able to see it and perceive it up until the point that you make yourself into a person who's capable to be a match to that. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. The same way I've met men that some of them, they want a doormat. Like, this guy told me that he's turned off by this girl that was just putting herself first and she just cared about herself. And I'm like, okay, but then like some other guy told me that it turns him on when a woman puts herself first. So like, who are you gonna be? Who are you going to be? Whom are you going to choose to become? Because sometimes, yes, when you start changing, when you start realizing your worth, people don't like it. Oh, they hate it, okay? It's uncomfortable, they hate it. Same as that guy like who's like, oh, I want the woman to always be nice to me. And, you know, of course, you want to be kind. You want to be gentle with people. You don't want to be a real bitch. I mean, if you're listening to this, you probably do want to be a little bit more of a bitch, which is a whole other video. But, you know, if you become like empowered and you step into your power and you start realizing your worth, low quality people are not gonna like that. They're gonna rebel. They're gonna give you crap about it. They're gonna be like, oh my god, who do you think you are? What makes you like, who do you think you are? You know, why do you deserve this? And they might give you attitude about it. And it's just because that's not their reality. That does not mean that does not get to be your reality. You get to decide what is your reality. What is the kind of life you're going to experience. And I want you to have the best of it. Like, you should not have to put up with low treatment, especially if you're a woman watching this. Oh my God, I get so mad when I see women that are like not in full recognition of the kind of treatment they deserve to get from men or from other people. Because you're such a beautiful creation, okay? Seriously, like if you're watching this right now, please know you're a beautiful creation. You are worthy of the best possible treatment out there, and you can have that. But you can only have that if you get to choose to realize that you deserve it and you give that treatment to yourself. No one's gonna give you that treatment until you give it to yourself. You know, I've attracted all kinds of people in my life, throughout my life, and, you know, for the first times in my early years, I was also like a people pleaser, and I would attract people that like that. They like that. They can abuse you, they can yell at you, they can get drunk, and oh my God, I'm sorry, I was drunk. Listen, that is not an excuse. The only apology is changed behavior. If you're gonna sit here and tell me I'm sorry but do nothing about it, that is meaningless. I don't listen to what people say. I listen to what people do, because actions speak louder than words. Okay? And I've had this where I was like, oh, someone is like mistreating me, but it's like, oh, it's okay. They apologized. I love them anyways. No, F that. Listen, I'm not going to tolerate that anymore, and I don't. And because of that, I'm so much happier. Yes, sometimes I have to be really mean to people because they deserve it. Okay, quite honestly, if someone's being an asshole to me and they're projecting their energy at me, I'm going to tell them, listen, you're being an asshole right now. What is this? I don't want this energy in my life. Yes, sometimes I say this to people word for word. And you know what? Yes, sometimes you polarize people out. Yes, sometimes maybe you have less friends. Yes, maybe sometimes you have to go through this period of shifting from the old into the new. But you know what? You're so much happier as a result. You're like, there's no comparison to the freedom that you experience when you finally become the person who puts yourself first, and you finally say, you know what? I won't tolerate this. Express what you want. Too, like, that's so important. I'm realizing this recently, that like the only thing stopping you back from having what you want is literally asking for it. If you ask for it and you don't take a no for an answer, you're gonna get it. Okay, you may not always get it the way you think you want, but start asking for what you want. Like, if you're tolerating certain kind of treatment and you're like putting up with it, and you're not expressing yourself, and you're not saying, like, you're not comfortable with it, you're just shoving it all down, and you're like, oh, but I have to put up with it, but it's okay. No, express it. Tell the other person. Say, listen, this is how this makes me feel. I am not okay with this. This is what I want. This is my expectations. This is my standard. Are you gonna rise up to the standard? I'm sorry I'm yelling. Okay, I'm just really, like, this makes me tick. It just makes me tick. This whole confidence and empowerment situation makes me tick, because I know that I came from that. I came from someone that was like, I tolerated bullshit treatment from people. Like, I let people walk all over me, and I really had to crawl out of that. And the only way you crawl out of that is when you start putting yourself first and start being okay with being a villain. Start being okay with people villainizing you. Like, if someone wants to think that I'm this evil person, okay, please, go ahead. If it helps you sleep at night, please, go ahead, okay? I don't care. Doesn't affect my life. Does that pay my bills? No, I pay my bills. Therefore, my opinion is the only one that matters. Why should I care about your opinion? Why? What does it do for me? Nothing. So, your opinion is the only one that matters, and you are the only one who's gonna put yourself first. So, you owe it to yourself to express to the other person, listen, I am not okay with this. Because your happiness comes first. Like, there's no other thing except the fact that you deserve to be happy. Like, why are you here? Why are you on earth? Why? You are on earth to be happy, to live a life, to learn, to grow, not to shove your truth and your beauty down because some guy, I'm not even gonna put words on it because there is no words to describe that, for someone else. No, you should not have to suppress your truth, your beauty, your power, your everything for anyone else, because they're not worth it. No one is worth it, because you're gonna live this one life, and the time is gonna pass you by anyways. It's one thing that I'm realizing is, like, the time is gonna pass by anyways. So it's like, what kind of experience are you gonna have in the meantime? You know? And I understand it can be scary to express yourself. I'm not saying it's always easy, but it's not easy to keep it down either. If you're watching this and you're still here, it's not easy to keep this down. It's not easy to, like, suppress yourself and to constantly live in this state of, like, just tension and hurt and, like, compression, and essentially, like, you're not living, you're existing at this point. That's not easy either. It's just that it's comfortable, you're used to it. But do you want to be comfortable, or do you want to be happy? Are you going to always live in the known, or are you going to actually stand up and do something about it? Do something about it, okay? That's really all it comes down to. It comes down to you sitting with yourself and understanding that you are going to give the life that you want to yourself, and that's it. Even if that's by demanding that of the world itself, being like, you know what, this is what I want, this is what I deserve, this is what I'm going to have. Point blank, period. And don't accept anything else. And I know sometimes, more practically speaking, it can be difficult with people, but listen, you can always make excuses, okay? You can always come up with excuses. You can come with excuses for yourself. You can come with excuses for other people. Yes, there's always excuses. There's always a reason to be like, oh, but am I not going to be loving? But, like, is the other person going to think I don't love them? Who cares? They're going to think that because they don't love themselves. Listen, if someone loves themselves, they're not going to take the shit that you say personally, because it's not personal. Nothing is ever personal. If someone internalizes it, it's because they have a wound, they have an insecurity, and you're triggering that for them. That's it. It's simple. So it's not your responsibility to make sure that they're happy. It's your responsibility to make sure that you're happy. Are you happy? Are you okay? That's the question you want to be asking. Because the other person, like, they're putting themselves first. They don't care. If you're watching this, like, the other person's probably like, listen, I am this shit. I'm going to do what I want to do. What gives them the power and not you? Why not you? Why are you so different? Are you not a person? You are a person. So you have the same rights and you have the same responsibility for yourself to do that. Simple. Simple. Easy and simple. Please. It's not that complicated. The other person is being the way that they are. And they're being inconsiderate. And they're being like selfish. And you watching this right now, you have a big heart. Have a big heart for yourself. Please. You're a person. Just the same as they are. You have the same rights. You have the same needs. You have the same responsibility for yourself to be here for you and to not care what other people think or want even, which, by the way, I'm not encouraging narcissism, but for someone who's a people pleaser, it's healthy. It is healthy for you to be more selfish, okay? It's not a bad thing. Being selfish is one of the most selfless things you can do, because when you become more selfish, when you put yourself first, you're going to start to glow. You're going to start to like radiate this happiness and joy from the inside, and that is the most selfless thing you can do, because everywhere you go, everyone you meet is going to benefit from that. That is like so beautiful. You're giving to the world. So that is not selfish. You're supposed to do that. So please, for the last time, are you gonna keep treating yourself the same way you've been treating yourself, or are you gonna look back and say, thank you for this experience, for this many years of being treated like shit, because now I know I deserve better? That's it. Sometimes that's it. It's just there to show you that you deserve better. It's just there to show you that you are someone that is not going to tolerate that kind of treatment, because by contrast, you're now aware of what is out there that you don't prefer. Sometimes it's literally that simple. Like, I've literally dated this one guy that was like, he would drink and he would always like get drunk and get very mad and like verbally abusive, and I tolerated it for years because I was like, oh, but I love him. Oh, but it's okay. This was like many years ago. But I was like, but it's okay. It's like, no, it's not okay. It is not okay. You don't treat me like that. And when I dumped him, he tried to follow me around and he tried to be like harassing me, like, hey, you have to be with me, otherwise I'm gonna make something bad happen. I'm like, no, listen, I don't tolerate this kind of treatment. You're gonna treat me well or you're out. And now if I see the red flags like that, I notice them. I sometimes do give people a second chance, but for the most part, I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna tolerate this energy in my life. Please take your insecurities, take your trust issues, take your nonsense elsewhere. Not in my energy. Because I know that it's important. I know that my energy is precious and my space is sacred. My body, my energy space, it's sacred. I'm not gonna put up with things I don't wanna put up with. Neither should you. No one should. You know? And it's okay to love someone, but do you love them more than yourself? Like, are you, objectively speaking, would you literally let someone you love be treated the way that he's treating you? No. You don't love yourself if you treat yourself like that. If you really love yourself, you would not allow that kind of treatment towards someone that you love, ever. Like, it would just not happen. When you really love someone, you're like, I'm gonna treat you like a gem. I'm gonna do the best for you. I'm gonna stand up for you. I'm gonna give my all to you. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make sure you're happy. That's how you talk to someone that you love. You'll do whatever it takes to make sure they're okay, they're happy, they're satisfied. Do that for yourself. Treat yourself like someone you love. It's gonna change your entire life. Seriously. Would you do certain things for your kids or the person that you love the most? If the answer is yes, do it for you. Do it for you. It doesn't matter if no one's ever done it before. It doesn't matter if it's not something you know. Who cares? You get to be the starter of a new kind of life, of a new kind of era for yourself. So be it. Be it. I'm telling you to be it. Listen, if you need someone to tell you it's okay to be a little bit more of a bitch, to be a little bit more mean because you're not alone, because there's someone else that actually agrees with it, this is it, okay? I'm telling you right now, it's okay. You're allowed to have the kind of treatment that you want and not put up with whatever. Listen, if you're telling me a guy is treating you like he's putting you second, he's not treating you well, that's not a guy, okay? I don't understand. Real men do not behave like that. Real men don't. And real women too. Like, we all have respect for each other and we have respect for ourselves. And that's how it should be. And if you're letting someone treat you badly, you don't respect yourself. So please have more respect for yourself to understand your worth and to demand it and ask it. Okay, maybe not necessarily like demand it, but ask it. Communicate. Communicate how you feel. Communicate your needs. Communicate your standards. It's that simple. Like, most people, they're not happy, especially in relationships, because they don't communicate. They go years and years suppressing how they feel because they don't state simple thing. Listen, when you do this thing, it makes me feel badly. There is this book called How to Outwit the Devil, and in that book Napoleon Hill says that most marriages end because there are small things, small inconveniences that people go through in their relationships that they don't express, and because they don't express it, the small things build up and they build up and they build up, and eventually it becomes this like passive aggressive annoyance towards the other person that you don't even know where it came from, because this whole entire years you didn't express how you feel. It doesn't go anywhere. You have to express how you feel. Communicate it. When you don't like something, listen, this made me feel in a kind of way, in a bad way. If someone cares, they will adjust, they will listen. If they don't care enough. I'm sorry, you know what? You deserve someone that cares about you. They have showed you their true colors. That's simple. Mic drop right here. Someone doesn't treat you the way you want to be treated and they don't care. They have simply showed you their true colors. Do you want that kind of person around you? Do you? That's it. It's not personal. Nothing is ever personal. That's why you owe it to yourself too, to express how you feel and know that it's not necessarily personal towards the other person, because they're going through their own stuff. It's just about what kind of experience do you want to have. What kind of people do you want around you? What kind of treatment are you gonna and not gonna tolerate? That's it. It's that simple. Okay, so I hope that this video was helpful for you. It's very like rowdy because I really get angry about this, but I really wanted to record it because I just felt like this needs to come out of me. Okay, not always like this. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? Okay, I am an Aries. Okay, an Aries here. So hope this was helpful for you. I hope it helped you in some way, and I hope that you finally do step into your power and start asking from life the things that you actually deserve, because you deserve it. Okay, you absolutely do. Okay, so please know your worth. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.